Hi, this is Bob Markham, and wanted a chance to chat with you for just a few minutes about one of my favorite subjects, and that's shopping for technology. And we're going to cover a number of different things. We're going to start out talking about home automation, and we're going to chat about what to buy. We'll talk about where I think you should shop. One of the things that I have the most fun talking about is some of my favorite apps. And these are all things that I use, all products that I own, all products that I have experience with. We're going to talk about myths that you might have about the cloud, and we're going to talk a little bit about TVs. So let's get started. As we get started, I wanted to let you know that everything that I'm going to talk about here, every product, every application is something that I use and that I have personal experience with. The thing I'm most excited about this morning is the Amazon Echo. So let's get started. This is totally hot technology, so check it out.
When it first arrived from Amazon, I didn't know what it was. What is it?
You'll see.
Is it for me?
It's for everyone. It's called Amazon Echo.
How's it going?
I'm just finishing up right now.
Is it on?
Oh, it's always on.
Can it hear me right now?
Nope.
It only hears you when you use the wake word we chose.
Alexa.
Well, what does it do?
Alexa, what do you do?
I can play music, answer questions, get the news and weather, create to-do lists, and much more.
Awesome. Alexa, play rock music.
Rock music.
Alexa, stop.
Wait, I want to try. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 3:27.
You actually don't have to yell at it, okay? It uses far-field technology so it can hear you from anywhere in the room.
So it can just hear you anywhere?
Yes. Well, everyone can hear you anyway.
Oh, is that where we're going to put it?
I was thinking of putting it there, but it works anywhere.
Echo is pretty neat because it knows all sorts of things. All you have to do is ask.
Alexa, how tall is Mount Everest?
Mount Everest's height is 29,029 feet, 8,848 meters.
How can it know so much? It's so small.
It updates using the cloud. That's also how it gets its answers.
Just read that off the box, huh?
Dad really likes that Echo just plugs in, so we never have to charge it. Plus, Echo's really good at keeping track of things like shopping and to-do lists.
Paper. Alexa, add wrapping paper to the shopping list.
I've put wrapping paper on your shopping list.
Alexa, how many teaspoons are in a tablespoon?
1 tablespoon equals 3 teaspoons.
Okay. Alexa, set a timer for 8 minutes.
8 minutes, starting now.
Dad's not a morning person, but Echo definitely helps him wake up.
Alexa, alarm off.
You gotta get up.
It's Saturday.
Alexa, what day is it?
Today is Thursday, November 13th.
I'm up. Alexa, give me my flash news briefing.
Here's your flash briefing.
From NPR News in Washington, I'm Lakshmi Singh.
Mom, what did the dog say after a long day of work?
What?
Today was rough. Get it? Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Another one.
Alexa, tell me another joke.
I wondered why the baseball was getting bigger, and then it hit me.
Sometimes Echo helps out when you least expect it.
Hey, Dad, how do you spell cantaloupe?
Cantaloupe. C-A-N-T... Alexa, how do you spell cantaloupe?
Cantaloupe is spelled C-A-N-T-A-L-O-U-P-E.
Good job.
Echo loves to play music and knows a lot of songs, and they always sound great.
Alexa, play my dance mix.
The playlist dance.
Alexa, stop.
Alexa, define annoying.
The term annoying means one, causing irritation or annoyance.
Example, my brother.
And with the companion app, you can access Echo from anywhere. With everything Echo can do, it's really become part of the family.
To experience Echo, go to amazon.com/echo.
And here's how Alexa works at our house. Alexa, stop. Alexa, what's my schedule on Saturday?
On Saturday, November 7th, there are 2 events. At 8 a.m. there's Rich's birthday, and at 9 a.m. there's computer club meeting, tech toys.
Alexa, how many miles is it from Huntley, Illinois to St. Petersburg, Florida?
Huntley, Illinois is 1,050 miles from St. Petersburg, Florida.
Alexa, what's on my shopping list?
You have 8 items on your shopping list. Here are the 5 most recent. Wine, bacon,
2 wines.
juice,
2 wines.
salad. Do you want to hear your last 3 items?
No. Alexa, will you put broccoli on my shopping list?
Broccoli added to your shopping list.
What's on my to-do list? Alexa, what's on my to-do list?
You have 3 to-dos. Haircut appointment. To drain the hot water heater. Wash windows.
Thanks, Alexa. Oh, Alexa plays all kinds of music, too. She even listens to Dawn.
Alexa, no more technical stuff. Alexa, play The Boxer by Simon and Garfunkel.
The Boxer by Simon and Garfunkel from Prime Music.
I am just a poor boy, though my story is seldom told.
Since the Amazon Echo is an Amazon product, it is only available at Amazon, and as you can see, it's $179.99. I think it's a great deal. Your Amazon Echo works with a technology called Insteon that makes your Echo even more useful. This is great at our house. Take a look at what we can do.
Insteon is a home control network technology. It connects you to the smallest devices in your house, whether you're at home or away. Devices like light switches, sensors for motion, doors and leaks, light bulbs, wireless cameras, and more. Insteon's patented dual-band technology uses both power line and radio waves for the best reliability. Grab an Insteon starter kit. Each kit includes everything you need to get started. Insteon doesn't require expensive installation. Anyone can install a system. And better yet, there are no monthly fees. All you have to do is connect your hub to the internet and then start adding devices. It's as easy as plugging your lamp into a dimmer module. With the hub, you can schedule your lights to turn on at sunset or anytime. And it's never been easier to dim your lights with the touch of a button. Expand your system with additional modules as you need them. Easily convert lights by screwing in an Insteon LED bulb. With a leak sensor, receive an instant text message if there is a water leak anywhere in your home. Or upgrade your light switches to control hardwired fixtures. You can monitor your home from anywhere with wireless IP cameras and even adjust your thermostat while you're away. With Insteon, you'll never be away from your home. Whether you're at work or across the globe, you're always connected. Get started today and experience the power of Insteon.
Okay, let's talk about thermostats for a minute. There's a number of Wi-Fi thermostats on the market now, and there's a lot of good ones. I've done a lot of research. I think there's some that are not so hot. But 2 of the thermostats that I like quite a bit are the Honeywell and the Google Nest. The newer Google Nest is the best. And understand that Google bought Nest, which was originally developed by an Apple executive a couple of years ago. And so the Google Nest works quite nicely with your Amazon Echo. Can they save you money? That's the biggest question. Absolutely. I can tell you from my personal experience with our Honeywell thermostat, I'll show you that in a minute, that you can set all kinds of different kinds of programs with your Wi-Fi thermostat. When we came back from a business trip a few days ago, on the way back home from the airport, I was able just to pull up my iPhone and turn up the thermostat at home. And very convenient, very easy. And of course, I turned it down when we left using my phone. And so that can save you money by setting the temperature wisely at your house. The cost for the Honeywell is going to be somewhere between $180 and $250. There are a number of different models. The Google Nest is going to be around $250. And as I mentioned, of course, you can change and monitor your Wi-Fi thermostat from your smartphone, either an Android phone or an iPhone. It does work with Insteon, which is very convenient, and with your Echo. The Google Nest uses motion tracking. I have found that if you have a large house and the thermostat is located in an area that gets some traffic, that can be a handy option, although I don't think it's really as big a deal as the marketing might lead you to believe. The Honeywell is probably best for setting a regular schedule or adjusting your thermostat with your smartphone. The Google Nest is going to learn the patterns in your house, which means that if it detects movement in your house, then it will adjust the thermostat appropriately. If a certain period of time goes by that you can predetermine, it doesn't notice any movement, then it's going to turn your thermostat down. Both thermostats, if you're kind of handy, you can install either thermostat yourself. It's not really too hard. Here's what the Honeywell thermostat looks like at our house, mounted on our wall. And that's what it looks like on my iPhone. And there's a lot of things you can do with it on your iPhone. I do most of the control of it from my iPhone, but you can also do it from your computer. Boy, one of the biggest questions that I get asked, and literally every week, multiple times, is, boy, what computer do I buy? And when should I upgrade? And what about Windows 8? And we're going to talk about mostly Windows computers. In fact, it's only Windows computers in this presentation. So here's what I think. If you've got a Windows 8 or a Windows 8.1 computer, I would seriously consider upgrading to Windows 10. I think there's some real advantages with Windows 10. It'll be very familiar to you. It's a lot like Windows 7. It'll run a little bit faster. I've installed it or upgraded a number of machines from 8 and 8.1 to 10 and have not encountered any problems. There are some brands of computers that have had a few problems that I might steer away from. You can call Microsoft or check in with your Microsoft store. I know one brand that's been problematic has been Sony. I know one brand that has not been a problem, and that's HP. Well, the next question is, if your computer is more than 4 years old, what should I do? I wouldn't upgrade it. I would just leave it alone. But think about this. If your computer is more than 4 years old, your hard drive is vulnerable to failure, much more vulnerable to failure. So if it's more than 4 years old and it's in your budget, boy, I would think about upgrading to a new computer. And you probably can get one twice as fast for half the price that you paid 4 or 5 years ago. So the next question is, what size computer do I buy? And we're not necessarily talking about size of laptops compared to desktops, but I would really urge you to consider buying a touchscreen. They're absolutely fabulous. And just think about this for a minute. If you're using touchscreen all the time on your tablet, and if you're using touchscreen with your smartphone, then boy, doesn't it make sense to continue that familiarity with your desktop computer. And the all-in-one computer, desktop computers now are fabulous. They take up way less space. They're very fast. They work just terrific. Prices are reasonable. And so I would consider a touchscreen all-in-one computer, 23-inch monitor would be great. Most of them will come with Windows 10 already. So if you're looking at buying a new computer, that's what I would think about doing. So now you're saying, okay, Bob, you've convinced me that maybe I should think about getting a new computer. So the next question is, where am I going to buy a new computer? Well, here are some suggestions, and these are not the only places that you might shop for a computer. But again, as I started out saying, what I'm chatting with you about today is software, hardware, places to shop, and experiences that I'm personally familiar with. So a good place to shop is Amazon. Why? They have a huge inventory. Their prices are good. If you happen to have a Prime account, they're going to have 2-day shipping. By the way, if you have a Prime account and you have your Amazon Echo, you have access for free to literally tens of thousands of tracks of music. Absolutely terrific, Another good place to shop is Best Buy. They have a good inventory, not a huge inventory, but it's good. They do have on-site help, which is terrific. They have salespeople that most of the time are pretty knowledgeable. Incidentally, they're not commission salespeople. And Best Buy will price match. So if you take your smartphone into Best Buy and you found a better price at another store, you found a better price on the internet, just show that price to them on your phone and they will price match. Walmart is sometimes a very good place to shop. They have a limited inventory. They don't have a lot of sales help, but you can touch it and feel it. And there's probably more Walmart stores than Best Buy stores, so you may be close by one. They will price match, surprisingly enough. I have done this many times at Walmart, and once in a while it'll be, oh gosh, I'm not really sure. I have to talk to the manager. The manager will price match, I assure you of that. Costco is a great place to shop. They have a limited inventory. Their prices are really good. Their prices are very good. They do have some sales assistance, but Costco won't price match. But Costco is a good option. I'm sure that you may have the same experience at Sam's, although I can't vouch personally for that. But I would check out Sam's if you have a Sam's Club membership card too. Some really good places to shop at that you might not think about at first. I've listed here the Apple Store, the Microsoft Store, the Verizon Store, or Sprint Store, or whatever store you happen to use for your internet or for your telephone, your smartphone. The Apple Store obviously has only Apple products. They have a lot of them. They have excellent customer service, and often the Apple products will have equally good at prices as you may find anyplace else. Often the Apple products are not discounted like other products might be. Surprisingly enough, the Microsoft Store, if you happen to be near one, can be a really good place to shop too. The Microsoft Store is just about take the Apple sign down, put up a Microsoft sign. Their stores are going to look very similar. Often they're in mall situations or mall places just like the Apple stores are. There are a lot of Microsoft stores, and I think they're excellent for customer service. They're going to do a lot of things for you, a lot of ways that they will offer to help you at the Microsoft store. And they do have sales at the Microsoft store on Microsoft products, as well as HP and Lenovo and a couple other brands. So check out the Microsoft store. I would encourage you to go to your local smartphone vendor. Sometimes they will have some sales. They have very good support there when you have a problem with your phone, and lots of local stores. I just made a note there, Verizon, and about the coverage. And the fact of the matter is, for the whole U.S., Verizon probably does have the best coverage. They probably don't have the best price. But I would also look at a manufacturer's website. And in particular, I can tell you that I'm very familiar with the HP website. It's called hpshopping.com. They have sales there often. Their prices are terrific. You're able to go in and configure a new computer, which I have done recently, exactly the way you want it. The amount of RAM memory, the size of hard drive, the screen size, the accessories, supplies, all the things that you might want. You can configure a package just the way you want it, and the prices are very good. So I would consider any of these manufacturers' websites, Apple or HP, Lenovo, Epson, or Canon, as a good option for shopping. I tore this out of the USA Today a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know whether you've noticed, there is a big battle going on right now between Microsoft and Apple. And I tore this article out because it really kind of points out that battle that's going on. So let's just kind of burrow down here for a second. Let me explain to you some of the differences between these two machines. Okay, let's make some comparisons between tablets and what you might call a hybrid. I really think if you watch where the computer business is going and where technology is going over the next few years, what you're going to see is more and more use of laptops or tablets that are really becoming a hybrid. In other words, almost like putting together an iPad and a notebook computer together into one device. They're very lightweight. They're not too big. They're very powerful, and they do everything that you want. But let's take a look at the Microsoft Surface Pro 4. I own a Microsoft Surface Pro 3, which is pretty similar, and the Apple iPad Pro, which is just coming out. And both of these computers have just come out this fall. You can see from the table that I have here for you that they're about this pretty similar thickness. The iPad is a little bit thinner, the displays are pretty similar, the battery life is similar, and the resolution is quite similar. You can see that they use different processors, and that's a little hard to compare, but I think they're both very, very adequate and quite powerful. In terms of RAM, which is memory in your computer, not storage, the Microsoft Surface Pro 4 really has the edge. I have a check mark there, because you can buy one with 4 gigabytes of RAM memory up to 16. I kind of like buying in the middle. About 8 gigabytes I think is going to be adequate for doing almost anything that you could imagine doing, including editing photos and creating videos and things like that. The Apple iPad only has one option, and that's for 4 gigabytes of RAM. The Surface Pro, you can, the entry level or standard model has 128 gigabytes of storage. The iPad starts out with 32, goes up to 128. The Surface Pro 3, which again has the Edge, you can buy that model with up to 1 terabyte of storage. I'll talk a little bit later about that. I don't think that in most cases you need that much, and there's a reason for that, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Video out is always important, connecting to something else, and you really kind of have the edge with the Surface Pro 4 again. I'm not really a big fan of taking pictures or video with an iPad or a Surface Pro. Both of them do that quite adequately. A little cumbersome, I think. But one thing you do use them for, of course, is something like Skype. The camera on the Surface Pro 4, the front camera is a 5 megapixel camera. The iPad is only 1.2. You can see that difference. In terms of ports, the Surface Pro 4 has the Edge again with both a USB port and a micro SD port. There are no ports on the Apple iPad 4. Facial recognition is part of Windows 10, and the Surface Pro 4 certainly has that. You can actually sign on to your Surface Pro 4 with Windows 10 using just facial recognition. You have an app option for that with the iPad. I've listed desktop app support, and what I really mean is that you can run a lot of software programs on the Surface Pro 4 just like you would run them on your desktop computer or on a laptop computer, because in fact it is much like a desktop or a laptop, but the form factor is very different. So an example of that would be if you're running any of the Microsoft Office apps or Office 365, say for instance, it runs on the Surface Pro 4. But those apps, while they will run on your iPad, they don't run natively on the iPad. You're really running them from the web. So there's some significant differences there. And I don't mean that I don't like the iPad, because I have one, but there's different reasons and different uses for each machine. Okay, we've got some differences here too in terms of keyboards. On the Surface Pro 4, there's really a trackpad, which is just like the trackpad on a laptop computer. There really is no difference. So you have a trackpad and a keyboard. On the Apple iPad, you have an option for a keyboard, but there really is not a trackpad. Of course, both of them are touch screens, so that you can use touch screens on either one of them. There's a mouse option for a Surface Pro 4. I have the mouse for my Surface Pro. It's absolutely amazing. It's very thin. You just got to see it. It kind of bends. It's really very clever, and it works just great. There is no mouse option, of course, with it for an iPad. Now let's talk about prices. Prices are actually pretty similar. You can see that I've listed the prices right there. So, you know, you kind of take price out of the equation in a way. Okay, let's talk about 6 of my most favorite, most used apps. And there are thousands of apps out there, and I'm sure that you may have your favorites. But these are some apps that I want to burrow down on a little bit and chat with you for a minute about, because I think all of them are terrific. And first, there's the Google Calendar, and which is free, and you can share this calendar with your family. My wife and I share a calendar, so each of us can put things in the calendar. We know what each other is doing. We can look at the calendar on our iPad or computer, or most often we can look at our calendar on our smartphone. So I think the Google Calendar is terrific. I have tried all kinds of different kinds of calendars, and including the Outlook calendar, and I've really settled on that the Google Calendar, I believe, looks terrific, and I'm going to show it to you in a minute, and it works really great. Google Photos, boy, what a huge problem. I can't tell you how many friends that I have that I've had to work on their phones, smartphones, and I've seen friends with 400 pictures on their smartphone. They don't know what to do with them. They don't know how to get them off of their smartphone. Their smartphone is full, and if they have an Apple iPhone, then they're continually getting messages from Apple to upgrade their iCloud account because they've run out of space on their phone. So Google Photos, I'm going to show you that in a little bit. I think Google Photos works great. It's free. You can store unlimited number of photos in it automatically. Office 365. This is where software is going. Office 365 is, in fact, and I'll show you in a little bit about it, it's on your computer. It's on your Surface Pro, or it's on your desktop computer, it's on your notebook computer. You can actually run all the apps on your phone or even on an iPad, but this, of course, the software is not installed there. But it's subscription-based software, and much like what Adobe did a little bit earlier, you buy a subscription and you renew it every year, and you never have to worry about upgrading, updating, installing another update or a fix or a plugin or anything like that. It's all done automatically. The other really cool thing is that with Office 365, you get 1 terabyte of free online storage. And I tell you, I'm really going more and more to storing documents and spreadsheets and photos and video and everything that I have in the Microsoft Cloud. And the Microsoft Cloud is called OneDrive. Remember, you get 1 terabyte of free space with OneDrive, with the purchase of your Office 365 subscription. So I think just kind of realize that more and more apps are going the direction of being a subscriber-based software program, that you don't anymore have to worry about installing the next version or the next upgrade. It's always done automatically. And of course, 365 comes with the apps that you expect it to come with: Word, Excel, Publisher, Outlook, PowerPoint, OneNote. OneNote is awesome. I'm going to talk to you about that a little bit more in a minute. It is just the best notebook you could imagine, but we'll get into that. And last, I have listed there OneDrive, and I said that there was 6 of my favorite applications, but really there's only 5. But we're going to talk about OneDrive in a minute too. So let's move on. Yes, I love the Google Calendar. I think it works just terrific. So let's take a look at it.
This is the new Google Calendar. It looks like this, and this, and this. Hey guys, it can take this, and this, and put it all here, automatically. It helps you do this, so you can go there, with him, and her, to see this guy. It works here, here, and here. So you can do this, that, and the other thing. Whatever the other thing is. Pickles!
All right, I thought you might like to see what Google Calendar looks like for me. And the bigger screen right there, the bigger window that you see is what Google Calendar looks like on my computer. The one in the middle is what Google Calendar looks like on my iPhone, or it might look like on your Android phone. And of course, you can burrow down by just clicking or touching on anything on your calendar and get lots of detailed information as much as you want to put on the Google Calendar. And of course, again, that calendar can be shared, which is a huge advantage as far as I'm concerned. Let's take a look at one of my other favorite apps, and that's Google Photos.
Photos are more than just pixels. They're moments in time we'll never want to forget. What if there was a home for all these moments? The special ones, the epic ones. Even the old school ones. A home for all your memories, no matter where they come from, without running out of space. A place where photos and videos are safe and automatically organized, so you can find them by the people, places, and things in your life. A home where you can turn your moments into memories, and make them come alive. Where you can share memories however you want, with anyone you want. Introducing Google Photos.
Microsoft OneNote is an app that runs on almost anything, and I use it every single day.
If you're still hearing about OneNote and wondering what exactly it is, well, you're definitely not alone. So before we dive into the features and functions of OneNote 2016, let's first get a good understanding of what it really is and what it can be used for. OneNote is a hidden gem that can be a useful tool for any person who needs to take notes or gather information in any scenario on any computer or mobile device. Now, by definition, Microsoft OneNote is a note-taking software program that can work in conjunction with other programs in the Office suite or all on its own and give you anywhere, anytime access to those notes from your computers and mobile devices. But OneNote is so much more than that. You can create multiple notebooks, such as one for business purposes and one for personal use. Each notebook can be broken down into sections, such as for individual projects, brainstorming, record keeping, and so on. Inside those sections, you can create pages and subpages as well. Now, OneNote's appearance and controls kind of resemble a trimmed-down version of Word, so you're going to pick it up quite quickly. And this is no coincidence, as the program is designed to complement Office and integrate seamlessly with its components. But of course, there are things you can do with OneNote that you can't do with Word or other Office apps. For example, you can move pages of notes or portions of notes around as you see fit, and this is one of its greatest strengths. Other cool features include flagging notes that become readily accessible via a task pane, great for to-do items. You also have the ability to share notes and collaborate with others via a variety of online and offline options. There's also the ability to incorporate handwriting, audio and video clips, and there's an outstanding screen clipping feature for grabbing existing content. You can even insert entire files into a notebook like an Excel spreadsheet or even a Word document. Of course, having all your notes organized and in one place means you'll never waste time trying to find what you're looking for. Built-in search functionality will easily find that web address you jotted down months ago, and it'll do it with lightning speed. You can even find text that's embedded in the images in your notes thanks to OCR, or optical character recognition. So what's the verdict? Well, OneNote is an excellent, easy-to-use tool for students, writers, professionals, really anyone looking for a way to capture content and organize notes.
Let me just show you quickly how I use OneNote. You can see on the left-hand side, there's some of my notebooks. And of course, you can have notes within notebooks. You can even have notebooks within notebooks. And left-hand side there, you can see I got notebooks for to-do lists, and recipes, and health, and things I want to buy, movies I want to see, and songs I like, and travel, and our emergency plan, restaurants, books, genealogy stuff, list of good wines, credit card information, Christmas, all kinds of things. I have notebooks for the business that I do here at Sun City, the clubs and organizations that I'm involved in, notebooks for my consulting business, and I have notebooks for travel. OneNote is available on all of my devices, which is very handy. So it's available on my Apple iPhone and tablet and notebook computers. And I can actually get to OneNote from any computer because it has a password, of course, and I double password protect certain sections, like the section where I keep all of my login information. You can see here, whenever we travel, I keep all of the travel information there. So it's handy wherever I need it. Reservations and reservation numbers and tour ideas and weather information and packing lists. I keep in OneNote also a copy of our driver's license, driver's license and passports and any essential information like that. OneNote is an absolutely fabulous repository that's very safe and available on any of your devices, and it comes with lots of extra space if you're an Office 365 user, but it's also at no cost if you use another type of computer, such as an Apple, or your phone happens to be an Android phone. I'm a big proponent of OneDrive, and of course there's Google Drive too, but let's take a look at that.
Your life is out there. Your signature dish. Your best friend. Your first solo. Your novel. Your years of dedication. But your life is spread across your phone, tablet, anywhere you store those special memories. What if there were a way to bring everything together in one place? One place that's available on the things you use every day. One place you can share with the people you choose. One place that goes and grows with you. So that what matters is safe and within reach. That's OneDrive. The one place for all your photos, videos, and documents. The one place for everything in your life.
I want to take a minute to chat with you guys about cloud storage. I know there's a lot of nervousness out there. You guys say, oh gosh, I don't know about, it's not on my computer. Where is it? Let's just talk about a couple things. And we're sort of chatting about Office 365 and about OneDrive from Microsoft, but this really applies to the Google Docs and Google Apps, as well as the Google Drive too. So myth number one, Office 365 is just Office tools in the cloud and I can only use it online. No, it's on your computer, but it's also in the cloud. It's both places. Myth number two, keeping data at home is safer than in the cloud. Not. Listen, I have all kinds of storage devices and drives and gizmos and stuff here at home. And I tell you, I think that data is much safer stored in the cloud than it is on any of the devices that I have at home, because any of those can fail. Myth number 3, I have to move everything to the cloud. It's an all or nothing scenario. No, in fact, I still have lots of things stored on my local drive on one of my computers here at home. I back that up, but I'm also beginning to store more and more of my information, photos, documents, videos, all kinds of things like that. I'm moving more and more of that and storing more of it in the cloud all the time. And number 4, using the cloud is too much for me to handle. No, actually, it's quite easy. And in particular, again, with Office 365, it's easier than you think. You always have the choice: store it in the cloud, store it on my drive, and when you're saving something, it always gives you that option. It's not hard at all, and it's very easy to get to your information too. Myth number 5, cyber thieves and others will have access to my data if it's in the cloud. No, they won't. Many of the very, very large companies are moving all of their information to the cloud. A lot of it is there already, and the cloud is going to be a much safer place to store all of your information, regardless of the fact that you've heard stories about, the healthcare companies and government healthcare being hacked and Target being hacked. Your information is still much, much safer in the cloud than it is at home. And number 6, continuously updating 365 if you decide to use it. And remember, Office 365 is all the Office apps: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and Publisher. And it's not confusing. In fact, the cool thing is now everything is updated automatically. You don't have to worry about continuously wondering whether you've got the last update or you've done the last update. That is all done automatically in the background. So I think cloud myths, nah. The last thing I wanted to mention is just that now is a great time to shop for HD TVs. The quality is fantastic, so check that out. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Let me know what you think.